My name is Vicky. I recently read an article in the Associated Press about a meeting between a small group of Rohingya refugees and Pope Francis after his travels to Myanmar. While in Myanmar, the Pope did not mention the Rohingya people, out of deference to his hosts. When meeting with the Rohingya people, he offered blessings, expressed sorrow, and asked for forgiveness for the world's inaction. I didn't know a lot about the Rohingya people until I recently wrote about them in a paper in my anthropology course. I thought that they were illegal immigrants, and that Myanmar was sending them back to their home country of Bangladesh because they did not want them. I believed it was because they were Muslim, and nothing more than that. I was wrong. They're descended from pre-colonial Arakan, the 8th century. They traditionally held kingdom between Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent. They are indigenous to Western Myanmar. They are of Muslim faith. Myanmar does not recognize them as national citizens. They say they are Bangladesh and they are Bengalese, and have tried to remove them from their traditional home. In 1978, the actions began in earnest. The late 1990s through the 2000s, things became violent. People were imprisoned. People were forced from their homes. In 2015, they began to seek refuge. And their population was thought to be around 1 million people in 2017. And about 630 are documented refugee in Bangladesh. The UN calls this crimes against humanity. The world sits by and watches as it happens. The article was expressing how emotional the Pope was about the situation, how fraught he was about the ethnic cleansing and his feelings of it needing to end. I found the article interesting. I thought that it was nice that he was meeting with the people. This spoke of him placing his hand on a young man's shoulder and offering him blessings, and of the women removing their headscarves so they could speak with him as he took their hands and blessed them. And the little girl, he placed his hand on her head and her shoulder and offered her blessings. Blessings are all well and good. But what I came away with is that when you have a voice, you have an obligation to use it, especially when it's such a prominent voice. I don't know if there's a country in the world that doesn't listen to what the Pope has to say, no matter what their religion is. I think the Pope had an obligation to speak for the refugees while in Myanmar. I think even though he speaks about it publicly and privately otherwise, his voice should have been used where it may have had some actual effect.